Okay, so here we are again.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you today?
I'm alive.
You're alive. How was your week?
Well, I suppose as everyone knows right now, I didn't win Best Male Influencer.
Patrick was up for the Best Male Influencer in the Beauty Blog Awards this week.
Yeah.
And that was great. It was a good achievement to get there. And
well, look, I did a kind of an audio blog on this on the Lemur app the other day. It was disappointing, right? Not somewhat like I didn't really feel disappointed for me, right? I know that's how stupid that sounds, right?
No.
You know yourself, there were so many people that were like supporting me and like backing me and trying to like. I was out in the house last night in Amber, and like I'd say 100 people came up to me and said either said that they voted for me every day, or that they loved the podcast and given feedback on the podcast.
Well, thank you.
So I suppose what I'm trying to say is like there was some people in particular, like we should really mention Genevieve Curvy Princess on this podcast.
Oh yeah, she's
of
such
the amount
a
of support that she gives both of us.
Yeah.
Well, like that's what I mean. People like that. There was people who like the link on their bio was my voting link.
Yeah.
Like people really did kind of come out in numbers to try and support me to win this thing, and like then I didn't fucking win. So I actually felt like I let everyone down.
You felt bad for everyone else, not for yourself.
I felt bad because like so many people like really showed the love and like tried to help me and tried to like push me on. I suppose that, as I said like on last week's podcast, that for me the big positive out of all this, like first of all I gained a load of new followers, I made new friends, and like I suppose I proved in a way that I'm legit.
Yes. And
I proved to myself almost, because like as I said last night, so many people approached me, like the complete strangers.
Yeah, I know. It's a number on a screen, but then when you meet the people out, you realise.
So for me, you don't really know. Like sometimes I get frustrated, like that. Like I look at the amount of people that see one of my Instagram photos versus the amount of people that like them, and think, well, like why did thousands look at it, not like it? You know? But like you get bogged down in shit like that.
Yeah.
But like to see
it's
like the amount of people that actually did support me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt disappointed, because I felt like I let all those people
down. Well, don't
be.
You didn't let us down. We were very proud of you, Patrick, for getting where you got to, and well done.
Yeah. Look, I suppose just to kind of draw a line under it, in the last 2 days, because like we're recording this on Sunday, and so this was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whatever it was, but like the amount of people that have contacted me, people that I didn't even know, wouldn't have thought even knew I existed, like kind of big names.
Yeah.
And big agencies and stuff like that contacted me, so I do feel like now like there's people outraged. I don't want really to get involved. Like there's people contacted me like doing audits of people's followers to see how many people that live in Sao Paulo, and like there's people wanting to contact the Beauty Blog Awards asking for the analytics of where the votes came from. I don't really want to get involved in that.
The
guy who won, fair fucking play to him. He won. He deserved to win. I didn't win, and that's how I feel about it.
There's always grey
I don't
areas,
want to get
there?
involved in all that kind of stuff. Please, and anyone who's listening, it's okay. I appreciate the love and I appreciate the level of outrage there is about it. But like, let's just let the winner be the winner and not get involved in all that stuff. So thank you
win them all.
Sincerely to everybody for the love that I've been shown in the last month, and especially in the last couple of days. Like, it really, really does mean like it just proves to me that like what I'm doing is worthwhile, and like gives with this podcast too. Like I said to you there before we started recording, the amount of people that came up to me last night to talk to me about the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And you had some. I was on my own. Let me check my
Well, okay. So I suppose I got a lot of feedback about last week's episode as well.
Yeah.
And I think the moral of the story, I suppose, is the key to like either like dating or relationships or like is empathy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think like the big argumentative point between us last week was like you couldn't really connect with the fact that like you were upset because I didn't message you, but you did something very, very bad too.
I think I might have a lack of empathy.
Detaching yourself from what you did because you said, oh well, you won't find out about it. So that's a separate thing. That doesn't make a difference.
It's worrying.
and it's not worrying. You are like 90% of the population. Do you know what I mean? And that's
actually
where
what this message said was the double standard thing is gas. It would be very interesting to see if either of you would prefer to know straight up, I suppose. Like, would you rather honestly know? Would you rather the honesty and be hurt for a couple of days, or what I don't know can't hurt me?
Okay.
Do you want to explain?
Let's trash that out a little bit. So,
do you want to explain where we are?
Thank you, for that.
Yeah.
That's actually a really, really good talking point.
Yeah, where we are is in our role play was that I had slept with someone else because I hadn't heard from Patrick, but me and Patrick do have more of a connection, but I felt, I suppose, that it was okay that I slept with someone else because me and Patrick are not in a relationship.
But then at the same time, you would admit, if you found out that I had slept with someone else, you'd be extremely hurt.
Yes.
And you probably wouldn't talk to me again.
Yeah.
So
in this situation, we're only a few dates in, but we have a connection. Would you rather know, as Connor said, and would you appreciate my honesty?
Well, I think, okay.
Or would you, what you don't know won't hurt you? Honestly.
There's a couple of different, I'm not being evasive here, right, but there's a couple of different answers to this. In the set of circumstances that we have found ourselves in this role play, okay, after 2 dates, if you went on a date with another guy and you slept with him, and then we started chatting again then, like, because I came back to you and explained why I hadn't been in contact with you, and then we started chatting again, it was fine, we were friends again and everything like that, and then we met up and we were having the crack, and you then told me, look, when I didn't hear from you, I went on another date with another guy and I slept with him, right? Do you know, I'd be honest with you, okay, I probably wouldn't like it, but I'd probably bat it off and just say, sure, look,
you prefer to know.
We're not really a thing yet, to be honest with you. So, like, you know, and fair fucks.
But do you not even think it's a little bit much? Sorry. Okay, fine.
Because I'm going to be really honest about this. Now, but in this scenario, as we've said, it's going to turn out that I know Kieran. So, because I'm a man, and like, I'm sorry for like stereotyping men here, but like, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm speaking for myself. If you told me, okay, when I didn't hear from you, I went on a date with another guy and I slept with him. Oh, anyone I know, his name's Kieran O'Malley. Kieran O'Malley's my friend. I know Kieran O'Malley. We're fucked. We're done. Because my ego is going to be like,
I don't want my mate.
You slept with my friend. We cuddled in a bed and you had sex with my friend. And now my friend, like, my big macho gorilla ego is going to kick in there and I'm going to be like, so he has that over me now. Brilliant. I will probably never talk to you again. Okay. Despite the fact that I love you, and I love you, sorry. Despite the fact that I really like you, right?
Yeah.
My pride and my ego is going to be so hurt, and I'm going to be fucked up for maybe a week more because of all this. I'm going to go through like a lot of different emotions.
But to me, then it's better that you don't know and it won't hurt you.
But I'm going to find out.
So we're fucked anyway.
We're not fucked anyway because like hopefully our connection will be so strong by the time that I do find out that it won't matter.
Okay.
But that's the answer.
Would you rather know or not is what Connor wants to know. Honestly, if this was me and you, if we were in this situation.
Like, as I'm saying, because
if you didn't know Kieran,
if I didn't know Kieran, it wouldn't matter to me.
So that's what he wants to know. What other people's opinion on it.
From your point of view, you don't know that I know Kieran. So if you tell me this is gonna die, right? And that's just the truth of it. And it's gonna die because I know.
Okay, well, pretend you don't know Kieran for a second, because that's what he's asking. Kieran,
you're fine, because
But you would prefer me be honest.
Yeah.
You prefer no.
I would, yeah. I prefer no. Well, like, because if we like each other and we have that bond, then like, well, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, Anna?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think here if the situation was reversed.
I know what you mean.
It was reversed because I want to give him an answer. I definitely wouldn't want to know, and what I don't know won't hurt me. That's how I feel about this. So if you had slept with someone else, but we're not going out with each other.
But we need to bring it back a bit here. We've only been on 2 dates.
I know, but in this situation, yes, that's why I wouldn't want to know. Because if this turns into a relationship and you have slept with Mary O'Malley, to say, I don't care now too much, but I know when you told me and it's grand. But by the time we're in a relationship, I would mind. So I would probably prefer never know and live happily ever after.
Okay, well
that's your answer
let's
from
flip
me and
this then. With Connor, I would prefer to know, and if
Okay.
it was someone I didn't know, I wouldn't give a shit. If it was one of my friends, I would freak out,
Yeah.
and that's just being completely honest
Yeah.
about it.
So I would prefer not know. What I don't know won't hurt me.
But that's setting a bad precedent, isn't it?
That's just personally how I feel about this, because I know it would turn into a thing for me in my head if we were then going out and I'd be always like, well, you slept with Mary O'Malley, why is she liking your pictures on Facebook and blah blah blah. Whereas actually that doesn't matter a shit if you're in love with me and we're in a relationship.
But we're
Doesn't
not
matter
anywhere near there yet.
when we
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
And I'm
no.
looking forward here, so I know that if we developed into a relationship, Mary O'Malley would be a small thing in my head which
But-
might turn into a big thing.
For the benefit of guys
Okay.
like me, let me try and break this down a little bit. Like we went on those 2 days and we did have that amazing connection, right?
Yeah.
So why did you go on the date with Kieran and why did you sleep with Kieran if we had that amazing connection? Was it all just because I didn't text you for a few days? And as I said, I came back and explained that I had something going on.
All
in my life.
the advice that I do obviously do my research on the internet and stuff like everybody else, but especially for this podcast, and because I'm single, and all the most advice I'm actually getting is if you're seeing someone, if you're dating, don't just date the one guy, because then you're putting all your energy into them and you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
That kind of sounds very cynical though. That sounds very like...
But that is the advice that's out there. Are you saying that's wrong?
We started doing this in episode 1. You said, Patrick's all about the games and I'm all about the old school romance. What you're saying there is
You've changed
the
me.
antithesis of
Yeah.
old school romance.
I know, but
Because
I'm...
I think, right, honestly, and like, yeah,
I'm developing
the one
myself
who's
in my
talking about
personal life.
games at the beginning of
Yeah.
this, right? But I think if you meet someone, and we've spoke about this in our real lives as well. If you meet someone and like, there is a connection, and we've said that there's a connection between us, right? I'm gonna want to text you. I'm not gonna want to do I'll leave her on 2 blue ticks now for a few hours just to fuck with her or whatever. That goes out the window because I actually like you and like. I fancy you and there's we do have a connection and like you're optimistic that something might develop or whatever. But I also like want to be friends with you and like I text you like something funny. I'll text you a meme. I'll send you a funny video.
Yeah.
I will like if I see something funny, someone we know in common put up an embarrassing thing or something like that. I'll send it to you. Like that, I feel you like you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's like you've become friends with the person because there is that connection.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like where the whole communication thing is. If it actually happens like naturally and like 2 people really like each other,
It's easy.
you're not
then.
fucking thinking
Yeah,
about
it
things.
is
You're not
easy.
like it's when something if
Yeah.
there's a blockage then and something
Yeah.
kind of
Look, I
the
think
doubt seeps in
probably
that
as
little-
we've developed here and I've started looking into things more and I'm chatting to you and I'm gone more the other way from learning from you a little bit and you're probably like, oh Anna,
I'm the other.
you're
I'm
going a
more
bit the
into-
other
yeah,
way.
because
So we are both developing in different ways
I'm gonna
because of this.
I get what you're saying there,
Yeah.
that you're
I'm hardening
reading
up a little
Cosmo or talking to people or whatever and they're telling you like keep your options open, don't focus all your energy on one guy
Yes.
or whatever. But I'm more of the opinion like that if you meet someone you really, really like, right, and you might have only gone on 1 date with them, you might have gone on 2 dates with them. Like if this is me personally, right?
Do you delete Tinder, all that? No?
I never
yeah.
had it to begin
No,
with.
but if you did,
Yeah.
you would.
I would.
That's very unusual. Most people would not.
But I wouldn't be entertaining the advances of other girls either. Honestly,
But
I wouldn't be sliding into anyone's
I
DMs.
think that's very unusual.
Do you?
Yes, I actually know it is. I've been dating guys for 3 months and they still have Tinder, and I still have Tinder, and it's because you haven't had the chat. You have to have the chat before you decide, but you don't seem to think that you have to have the chat.
I think when you know, you know. And like, if you really
yeah,
like
but
someone,
that's you're like Disney all of a sudden, and
that's
I'm
not
gone the other way.
Disney at all.
Well,
That's just real, like. You really like someone,
I am
and
really surprised
the doubt
at this.
goes away that like, oh, do I have to like mess with them now? Do I have to like?
so can I ask you then?
Yeah.
You've deleted Tinder. I know you're not on it, but if you were and you're seeing me, and if
After
you like
in
me,
this story, after we've had that night down in Terry Glass in the bed,
yeah.
yes, I've deleted Tinder because if there's a
Wow, I am shocked.
Wow, like we
That-
said,
because
what's the connection to you?
Patrick-
But what's the connection to you then? Because like if
It is a connection, but
but
I just know other guys would not. I know. I was having a chat with a friend of mine yesterday,
Right,
and he was like, until you
what
have
do you
the chat.
consider a connection then? Because we've
I
said
consider
we've
all
kind of
that
glossed over this thing. We had a connection. What the fuck is a connection
A
then?
connection is when you feel something for
But
someone
if you felt
and
something
you've got
from me,
chemistry.
why did you think that you had to keep your options open? And why did you have sex with Kieran?
Because honestly,
Yeah.
society is telling me
don't
that
go
you
there.
have to. But
Fuck
that's actually.
society.
I'm shocked that you think
Why?
this. This is a great chat because I wanted to have this chat about the talk because I was talking to someone about it yesterday. Like,
Well, the talk obviously still has to happen.
yes, but I'm shocked that before the talk, you stop dating other people. You stop going on Tinder. You stop like that does not happen, Patrick. In the real world, people wait. Like, and how long would you expect to be together with a connection when you have the talk? I know everyone is different, but what is the talk even? Tell us. What in your head? What's the talk?
The talk is where you make it clear that you have feelings for each other and you want to become exclusive. That's the talk.
That's the talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And when would you
What-
have that talk? With me, the person that you had the connection with in Terry Glass.
Well, are you looking for a certain number of dates? You do it when you feel it's right, no?
But you already feel it's right.
We've said there's a connection. Like we slept in the bed together down in Terry Glass. We stayed up talking all night. Okay.
Yeah.
So in my mind, there's a connection, right? So and you said it yourself. If you then found out that I was going on other dates and I had sex with another girl 3 days after that night in Terry Glass, you would not be happy, would you?
No, I wouldn't, of course. It's such a grey area though, and it's like.
I don't think it is. People do this, and I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
If you're saying I'm going Disney way, I'm not, because I'm aware of what reality is.
Yeah, I'm kind of gotten more aware of reality, and that's that's why I'm talking to you about this. Like, I've been dating guys for 2-3 months, and we're getting on great, but we haven't had the talk. And my friends are like, Anna, if you haven't had the talk, you stay on Tinder. He's still on Tinder. I can see him on it. I could still, or whatever. But he's not doing anything wrong, and you're not doing anything wrong because you haven't had the talk. And the feedback I'm getting is the talk doesn't happen for 2, 3, 4 months. Am I wrong? I would love the talk earlier if I had a connection, but I wouldn't push it because I'd be afraid I'd freak them out.
We realised there was a connection after 2 dates. For some people, they might just keep going on dates until they think there's a connection, or it might not happen straight away, or it might never happen. So there's no need for the talk. We've said in this, we had an instant connection. We said there was a connection on the first night. We went for a coffee date and we ended up going home in the middle of the night. Because we went on the piss because we got on so well together. So from date 1 there was a connection. On date 2 the connection was solidified. So yeah, in my mind I really like you. So I'm not getting on to a load of other women. I'm not trying to arrange other dates.
You're excited about me.
And maybe that's this goes back to the fear of rejection. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe your advice is right. And
it wouldn't have been my
guys
advice
would
6
disagree with me.
episodes ago.
Jesus, start snapping. Keep your options open or whatever, and
you're
chat to as many women
vulnerable.
as you want.
I don't like being vulnerable, and I just had this chat with a friend of mine on the way in on the phone. I won't get too deep into it, but she's seeing someone and it's going well, and she is really frightened by that.
Why?
Because she knows all along she's felt the ball is in her court. She's like, yeah, whatever, okay, yeah, oh yeah, there he is, he texts me. She's not worried about.
She's worried now.
She's worried now because she feels close and they're getting close, and she's actually afraid of being close with someone because then she's vulnerable. God, it's
that's really, really honest, and that is how most people are. But that's unfortunately
you have to do it. You have to push through. You have to be vulnerable.
Yeah, you do. Look, have you ever had your heart broken?
I've been sad over guys.
But you've never actually been heartbroken?
No.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never. I don't know.
I've
been sad.
I have, and I think it's something that everyone needs to experience. And it's awful. It's fucking
I really
terrible.
don't want to.
It takes weeks, months to get over. But it reminds you that you're alive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just go through life just driving in the on the motorway, at 120
And you're in the
never
driving
going
seat
into
all
the
the
fucking
time.
overtake lane, never take, like, you can't just go through life.
I don't know, what is
Isn't it-
heartbreak exactly, as far as you're concerned? Because
If
I
you-
have
if
broke
you
up with guys and
experience
I've been
you'd know.
sad. But, like, I have a bit. But,
Right.
like, I'd be
But
over it in a
this
week.
goes back to
or
your
less.
friend there, like, you're afraid to, like, get out of your comfort zone in case, like, you get emotionally hurt or whatever. Sometimes you have to. And, like, sometimes you have to roll the dice, you have to take the risk. And it's not always going to end the way you want it to, but you have to live, you have to go through that. Like, you might get your heart broke.
Yeah, I'm
It might
surprised that I
turn out
haven't.
wonderfully well, but you have to run the risk that maybe you'll get your heart broken. And, like, it's shit. Oh my god, it's so fucking bad, right?
Yeah.
But you have to go through it. It's life. You can't just keep staying at the
Well,
one
there's
speed.
a chance I might not go through it.
Well, like, there is, of course, because you just might meet someone and be happy forever, ever, and ever,
Yeah.
ever. But there's also the chance that you'll never fully emotionally invest in something because you, like your friend, you don't want to be vulnerable because vulnerable means pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the right thing. Over a rugby crossbar, you have to take the risk.
Yeah.
And it's
So the thing is, I have taken the risk. I have been in relationships and I have been in love. But the way they have ended,
you're the one who did the kicking.
I suppose, yeah.
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 Well, that's fine.
No, I'm not, like, happy with that or proud of that.
But that's
I just
the
haven't been
explanation as to
through.
why you've never had your hand.
Yeah, like, I've had two,
But then, do
3
you
long-term
think maybe
relationships.
there's a part of you that, like, wasn't fully like that? You didn't go all in.
I think I might have been out of love by the time we broke up.
Okay.
Like, I would have been in love at stages of relationships. But if they had broke up with me then, I would have been heartbroken.
Right.
But they didn't, and then the relationships ended when they had fizzled. So I wasn't.
But fizzle in your mind, or was do you think maybe the other person was heartbroken?
Yeah. Well, a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, I know. I don't want to get into that, like,
No,
but
obviously
yeah.
not. This isn't
But,
a
like,
section
yeah, I
of
would
our
say, like,
romantic
it
history.
fizzled for me, and yeah, that's just what seems to happen with me in long-term relationships so far. Like, I've only had 2 or 3, but
Okay.
that's just the way they've ended. That I would be sad, like, one long-term relationship, I was living with someone for years, and I mean, I lost a stone weight when we broke up, and my whole life was changed, and I had to move, and I had to get a new job, and, like, lots of different things, but it was quite stressful. But I don't think that was heartbreak. I think that was just life-changing. So I was stressed, but I was a little bit sad.
It definitely makes a difference as to who the one ending the relationship is. I think.
Yes.
It's like when I, just as you were thinking that, when I think back to the relationships I've been, like, I've ended all bar one of them. I've ended, and, like, the one that I didn't end, and it wasn't even a long-term thing. It was a kind of just a weird, very physical, bing bang boom, very quick. But, like when that ended, that was when I felt like, honest to God, I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, and, like, and I think it really does matter as to who is the one who.
Well,
ends
I've
the
been more
relationship.
heartbroken. This might sound crazy, but, like, so I might have had, like, 5-year relationship or 3-year relationship. I've been engaged, all different situations, and I've been more heartbroken about a guy that I went on 4 or 5 dates with that I really, really liked, that didn't really like me back.
This is the thing.
Is that a bit mad?
No, it's not at all. It's like,
But
cause
that's the truth, that I've been more upset and cannot get over it because
but
it's rejection.
It's rejection.
It's more
someone
rejection,
telling
not
you,
heartbreak.
You're not good enough for me. And, like, I
Yeah.
know the cliche is, oh, it's not you.
I
it's me.
cannot, like that, like Jesus.
What?
Like, I just, like, how rejection from someone that I liked, that I've seen like 4 or 5 times, took me 6 months to get over it. What the fuck is wrong with me? But, like,
Because they've rejected you.
and I just can't handle that.
Exactly.
Is it? And
And
should
that's-
I be better at handling it? Can other people handle it better?
It's not a nice thing, you know what I mean? Like, there are ways to kind of protect yourself, and, like, you're talking about some of them too. Like, don't overinvest.
Yeah.
Don't fall
Because,
too hard too
but
quick.
this is because I have done it, and then I've wasted 6 months with them on my mind. You know, obviously getting on with life, but I know they've taken up way too much airtime with the girls, way too much headspace, and I try not to let that happen again. But then I think that is probably holding me back a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to bring it back, because we've gone off on several tangents here, to bring it back to Conor Fahey's message, right?
Yeah.
You are better off not telling me. Because just as you were thinking there, right? obviously, if you told me that it was who it was, right, gone. And I'm just being honest about that. As much as I like you, the knowledge that you had sex with one of my friends, like I have an ego.
Yeah.
It's going to be over, and
just
it's
for the purposes of the podcast, in case they haven't been listening all along, this is all, like, this isn't real.
This is hypothetical.
I have not slept with Patrick's friend.
This is
me and Patrick have not had a connection.
We have had a connection. Come on.
Okay. Our secret's out.
Yeah. No, but I'm just thinking about it there. If you tell me that, you went to the date with another guy and you slept with someone, right? It's not going to be the end of it, right? Being honest about it. But I'm going to be like, go inside my own head here for a second. I'm going to feel kind of silly for thinking we had this connection. I'm going to feel kind of silly for deleting my Tinder. So chances are now, I'm going to start thinking, well, if she did it, why can't I do it then?
Yeah.
And it is going to kind of harm what we have. Now.
But I felt you had done the harm by not communicating with me.
And then you found out that I had a very legitimate reason
Yeah.
for it. So that's, I suppose we've covered that off.
We've covered all that.
So
yeah.
I think, you're better off not telling me.
Okay.
We'll deal with
and
that.
as a girl, I would honestly not want to know if I was dealing with a nice person that just kind of slipped up at the start, when it's kind of okay to slip up because you're not in a relationship.
But we're not,
I
exactly.
don't really want to know. That's my
But I do think it's all because, right, if we hadn't said that we had this amazing connection, Terry Glass.
But have we said that to each other?
Not to each other, but we both felt it.
Yeah.
So we've, like, outside of the story here, we both said it and we both acknowledged it.
Yeah.
That we haven't said it to each other in storyline, but we both felt it.
Yeah.
So that's where the kind of the problem is, because if that wasn't the case, if we just had 2 dates and we thought we kind of fancied each other or whatever, like, then it wouldn't actually fucking make a difference. You wouldn't really give a shit that I didn't text you for 4 days, and I wouldn't
even
really
notice.
I would probably be still Tindering birds and still sliding into DMs myself, and it wouldn't matter a damn, right? It's the fact that we actually felt this way after date number 2. That's where the issue is. You are better off not telling me, because, like, if you tell me that it was my friend, I'm going to end it, and I'm going to be like a dick, and I'm going to, like, delete you, block you, like.
But I don't expect, just so you know.
Just because it was my friend.
But I don't expect you to delete your Tinder and all that at this stage.
No, I did that.
I don't. You did that off your own. Like, I have been, on.
And I'm
in
not
that situation.
I'm speaking for most guys here, because most guys would not do what
No,
I'm
they
saying
wouldn't.
there.
You're unusual there.
I am unusual.
You're actually
there.
a lot less of a game player than this actually started off.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change the marketing.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that's games. I just I like someone, so then because I like you.
I think you're making yourself vulnerable by deleting your Tinder and all that, though.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. You don't mind being vulnerable.
Maybe I'm unique in that sense.
Yeah.
I do mind being vulnerable, and I definitely fear rejection, but because I like you, right? So Sally or Susie or Sheila texting me or snapping me, I'm just gonna ghost them a little bit. I'm not, because I like Anna.
You're just not arsed.
No, I like Anna. So I'm not going to fucking entertain that sort of shit there now, because I like Anna. So yeah, okay, whatever. Bye. That's how I'm feeling about it. But look, most guys want I'm not most guys. I'm sorry. I hate generalizing, and I kill myself for that. But a lot of guys would want all the girls, all the attention, send nudes all the time. Let's show me your titties.
Yeah.
Lovely. It doesn't matter if I had that connection with Anna. I want to see your titties as well. Everybody's titties. Right? Titties. There you go. But that's not me, right? But I'm not. I'm not most guys.
Yeah.
Genuinely. So. Yeah. So don't tell me.
Okay. Don't tell you, and don't tell me either. So basically, nobody
if you tell
wants
me,
to know.
even though it's not someone, if you tell me and it's not someone I know, it's not going to end it, but it's going to rock it, because I'm going to start thinking, well, I'm fucking entitled now to go out and sleep with someone else as well as she did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Basically, we've come to that conclusion. Neither of us actually want to know.
It's going to put me on the back foot.
Yeah.
Right. Does that answer your question, Connor? Because that was a very long-winded answer.
Long-winded, but we went off on a little bit of a tangent.
What's your tip of the week?
Oh my God! What? Give me a minute, because
we don't have a minute. The listeners
are
hanging on every word.
What is my tip of the week? Oh God.
Okay, so
should have been
moving
ready
swiftly
for
along.
this.
Did you have one in your head?
No.
Well, then
fucked up this
there's
week.
no tip of this week.
No, I have to have one. I'll come up with it.
So you can tell Anna's put a lot
This
of thought
is so
into this week's tip
professional.
of the week. So what else did you want to talk about? Because you always come into this thing with like pages of notes and stuff like that.
Yes,
and I
I had someone
ignore
else
every bit of
messaged
them.
me during the week as well about this, and this is something we can talk about a little bit.
Okay.
I had someone messaged me, they were interested to know, they're a single mother, and just our thoughts on dating people with children. Does it change things? Does it... What I'd like to know, because I am a single mother, I fucking hate that term. I don't know why. I don't like it.
Okay.
I've never actually even said out loud, I am a single mother. I don't feel I am, because my son has a father and I happen to be single, but like, anyway, I don't want to get too much into that, but I just don't want to feel like, sometimes I feel when you're like a single mother, in inverted commas, that people kind of paint you with a certain brush or something, and I just don't like that. But anyway, I want to know, what does it change things when, if you're seeing a girl or if you like a girl and you hear she has a child? I suppose this is more personal, everyone's different, but for guys, what do you think?
Well, I can't speak for guys.
Yeah.
For me, like, probably the person I was most in love with in my life was a single mother.
Okay.
And it didn't actually matter to me at all, and her kid was such a lovely kid. It didn't impact me at all. Sometimes it affected the relationship in that, like, we might be in bed together and her child is in the next room, so we can't exactly make the headboard rattle against the wall.
Okay.
And sometimes we did anyway, which caused a lot of rows and stuff like that. So from that point of view, that was a difficulty in a way.
But when, at the very start, would it ever put... Do you think, though, I just want to know your opinion on this, because I'm interested to ask you.
Guys in general probably, like...
Does it mean
I don't know,
anything?
I couldn't give you a percentage of...
Yeah, I know you can. I'm just interested
I think
to know.
now, the percentage would probably be kind of more in favour of it doesn't actually matter.
Okay.
Yeah, because like we don't live in the Magdalene Laundries times anymore.
Yes.
People have failed relationships, people have failed marriages, people have kids.
I feel it adds a bit of colour to someone if they have a little bit of a background and they have had relationships or children, or, you know, I mean, it shows a bit of living in someone. I don't want some John Joe that left college and became a teacher and done not that there's anything wrong with being a teacher, but did the exact same thing and went and married an Ashling at 25 and did everything right. And I'd much prefer they were like, had a little bit of colour and you always want something a little bit, someone that has lived a little bit, and to me...
True, but let me ask you, from like the point of view, I honestly don't think anymore it matters that much.
I don't know what I just pulled off my foot.
I don't think it matters that much. Like you wouldn't not go on a date with a girl just because you found out she had a child from a previous relationship.
To you it makes absolutely no difference.
No, but I'm going to put back on you. Does it make a difference if you actually get into a relationship with someone? As in, like, okay, so you're a woman and you have a child.
Yeah.
And you start a serious relationship with another guy. Like, so you have a lot of dynamics there, right? First of all, you have a child who, like, if you're living with your new partner, the child, especially if they're going through their teenage years, you're going to have a lot, you're not my father, that sort of stuff.
Yes.
That's difficult. And for the guy who's trying to be the patriarch of the family, who feels like, I have no say in this child's upbringing because this is not my child, and then, you're given assurances by the mother, yes you are the man in this house and stuff like that, and the child keeps turning around and saying, what, I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, it makes things more complicated.
Then you have another dynamic, which is that the child does have a father. And, like, I don't know how often is it that the child's father and the new partner are going to be besties. Generally, there's egos at play, there's rivalries and stuff like that. That, I think, is where the kind of...
problems come into it later on. So you're saying at the start, it really doesn't matter to you anyway, and you feel to a lot of guys
I think
these
in
days.
2018, most guys aren't going to be like...
Yeah, I do. I've never felt it.
You have a kid, Drew? No.
Yeah, no, I've never felt that it affected
But
me in dating at all. Like, as in.
But have you
people be like,
gotten
"Oh,
to
that's
the
cool."
point where like you and your child were living with your partner,
Yeah.
and there was 3 of you under the same roof?
Yeah,
And how old was your child at the time?
maybe 7 or 8.
Okay, it's probably different if it's a teenager, because the teenager then is automatically going to go through that teenage rebellion.
Yeah.
That's, I think, where it becomes difficult. Same for
So you
like,
think it's
same
not
for
difficult
a
at the
woman.
start? I don't find it at all affects when we're just talking about the dating and the start. Really, I don't feel it affects that. But if
Have you dated a guy who has children?
yeah,
And how, like, was there any dynamics at play there that you thought were difficult for you? As in, like, did you get along with the mother of the children, or was no? Okay, you did. I love the way your face always answers my questions before you say a word.
I've had very complicated relationships.
That's, I think, where the difficulty arises.
In that
I've
sense.
known, having said that, I know a very, very good friend of mine who was in a relationship with a guy who had kids, and like, not even fakely, her and the mother of the kids were really, really close.
Yeah.
And they became close. And even when the relationship ended, she stayed friends and close with the mother of the children.
That's gas.
Even though she didn't like the guy
Now,
anymore.
I have, like, in my situation with the father of my child, I mean, we were together years ago. My son is 15 now, and his father is married with his own child, and they've built a house. And I absolutely think the best thing that ever happened to him was his wife. And I really think, we're not besties or anything. There's just, in my eyes, no need, and in her eyes. But I think it was a great thing that he got married to someone really sound. I think she's so good to Danny, and that she has actually almost kind of, I don't know, because a guy settles down a bit more when he gets married, he's better nearly with Danny, you know, as in spending time with him and stuff. Because when you're young and you're in your 20s and you're out drinking pints and stuff, it's different to when you're married and settled down. So yeah, for me, I've absolutely no issue whatsoever with my ex's.
What is, like,
Why?
so to answer that question, what's your opinion of it? Because you've asked me, I've told you that
Yeah,
it's not an issue. It might become an issue.
Because someone messaged me about it, I just better talk about it. My opinion on it
Have you ever found that a guy lost interest in you because he found out that you had a child?
I have not, but what I will say is I would be very straight about it, but I hate bringing it up in a, I have to tell you something, I have a child. Do you know, I feel that's really like, oh, I just be like, oh, I'm just collecting Danny from whatever, you know, just like throw it out there. Because when you make a thing of it, this is kind of a little bit of advice I would be giving to people, is when you make a thing of it and you say, Patrick, I have something to tell you, I actually have 3 children, you're nearly making a thing of it for them as well. Whereas if you just say, you're better off go up to someone and you know, if you don't make an issue of it, say, that dimple reminds me of my 3-year-old's dimple on, you know, something like that, that you're throwing it out there that you have kids or you have a child in a conversation, and it's showing you're cool with it, you're owning it, you're confident about it, and then that guy, like, if they have a fucking problem with it, you don't want to be with that person anyway, and vice versa. If it's a girl that has a problem, absolutely not. But I mean, don't make a thing of it either, you know, because I think when you make a thing, you make a thing, and it makes them think nearly, you know. Whereas just bring it up like naturally. That's what I found. I hate when I forget to mention that I had a child, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on day 3, and how am I going to be like, Alan, actually, I need to tell you something. I hate making that thing because I don't need to tell you something because we're fine, like, you know, Daddy has a father, it's grand.
So it's never been a problem in your history, in your experience?
The only problem I would have had is like, oh God, I don't want to make a thing of it, and now I haven't mentioned it because it just hadn't come up or something. That's what I've learned. I'm trying to think if I ever had someone with a major issue. I wouldn't think so. I really don't. And I really genuinely feel like if someone did, they wouldn't be my tribe anyway, because a lot of people that I'd hang out with would be, you know, normal. So they don't have issues with people with a little bit of a background, you know. So no, I haven't found any problems with it. I just say my advice would be to be really straight out with it. Throw it out there in a general conversation and own it. Own whatever it is, or if you were married before, own that. And like I've met actually one guy, remember I met him at the Galway races like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, right? Really nice, handsome guy. He was a teacher or something from Galway, and we were chatting away with a few drinks, bit of crack, right? This was the biggest turn off in this person for me, okay? So I thought he was great. We had a bit of crack. We were sitting down, we were having a drink, and something came up, and I was like, oh yeah, my son, blah, 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 blah. So I just mentioned I had a son. And then he went, oh, I have a daughter too. And I was like, oh, grand, yeah. He was so relieved that I had said I had a son.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on to explain to me how he had been seeing other people, and the biggest thing in his head was, how am I going to tell them? He was so ashamed. He had a son through one night stand with a girl, and he was not owning this situation.
Okay.
He was ashamed of it, even though he loved his son. He didn't know. He said that he was seeing a girl once, and she thought, he kept saying, I have something to tell you. She thought he was going to say he had cancer or something. That's how stressed out he was about telling her that he had a 2-year-old son, okay? And to me, the fact that this guy wasn't owning his situation, that he wasn't proud of it, was a complete turn off to me. Even if he had 20 kids and he wasn't owning, you know, I would be more attracted to someone that was.
That's something you
I
could
felt a
really
little bit bad for him.
Fairly, like,
I'm just saying, my
categorise as a turn off,
my
yeah.
natural way of feeling was, this guy,
Okay.
he's not owning his life here.
But you don't know really his circumstances. He might be from a family where, like, he's made to feel extreme shame for that situation.
He is.
So then, why? Like, that's not really fair to hold it against him. Now, okay, he needs to, obviously, you're right in the sense that
I had a chat with him, and
he needs to be a man.
Where
like,
obviously
he needs
we
to
were
own
only
his
seeing
own
each other.
life.
I was seeing him for a little while
Yeah.
after that, and I had a few chats with him, and like gave him advice, because I suppose I had a much older child, and like my advice was, again, own it, and you know, people will respect you way more for that. And he was like, you know, I think he took my advice a little bit as well. So you know, I don't know how he's getting on now. I haven't seen him in years, but I just feel like maybe he needed to meet someone else that was in a similar situation. Yeah, I feel like he was probably from an old-fashioned background, and
Yeah,
he
like-
was, you know, wanted to do everything right in life, but that's not the way life goes, and he should have owned it and been delighted. Don't be afraid to tell people, like, that's an awful trait.
And you're right, I actually agree
Yeah.
with you, because like I'm from an old-fashioned background, and I've gone completely like the opposite way of what my parents' beliefs would have been and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like they didn't love me any less for it. So, but like I'm not like everybody, and some people are extremely burdened by the expectations of their family.
Yes, and I think
But if
that's
you
was
love
his
someone,
problem, yeah.
Or like you want to change your own situation, and it's very difficult. And like, here's my counselor hat
Yeah.
on now.
Yeah.
You do, if you need help with it, get the help with it. But like, you can't let it be the gorilla on your back that holds you back from having a happy relationship, or staying with the person that you really love just because your family don't approve. Sometimes you just have to be like the bigger person and stuff like that. But on the other side of that, and this comes back to what I said at the very, very start of this, and we've gone really long here on
Yeah.
this one. Empathy. And like empathy, and again, here's the counselor hat. Empathy means being able to see things from the other person's point of view. So it comes back to like the whole issue of the double standard. If the other person did what I did, how would I feel? That's that, and I think if you can have a clear understanding of that, that makes dating easier, it makes relationships easier. Don't do something that you know would hurt you because you think you're not going to get caught or it's not going to get found out. Like, if you really do care about somebody, consider their feelings. Think about...
Can I ask you though?
Yeah, go.
So, pretend I really care about someone, I really like someone. We're like 4 or 5 dates in,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they're still seeing other girls, they're still dating other girls. Because that's allowed.
Yeah.
That's normal these days.
Yes, yeah.
Even though I know I don't like it, but it is the way it is, they're still on Tinder, whatever.
Well, okay.
Should I
on
then-
that one, you need to have the talk, don't you?
So I need to bring up the talk, is what you're saying. I need to bring this up.
Well, in that situation you're describing there, like, is there really a connection?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I think lots of people have connections, but they don't delete Tinder for months, and they don't go exclusive for months. I just feel like that's the way things have gone.
that's fine, but what you're telling me is that you don't
What I'm
like
asking
that.
you is,
You-
I know if the situation was reversed, if they're seeing someone else, I wouldn't
You don't
like
like
it,
it, do you?
but yet I'm asking you, should I still see other people then? Because they are, and...
I can't answer that, Anna.
Yeah.
Like, it's unique to your own situation. as I said, I'm the type of person that if I start to really like someone, I'm not going to entertain the advances or the flirtations of other people.
You're putting yourself out there a little bit too quickly then, I think.
But you're saying I'm putting myself out there. I'm not like telling the person I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
So you don't mind that they're seeing other people? They could be, because you have.
If they were seeing other people, like you said, chances are I would say, okay, well they're not as into that as I thought, so I'm going to start seeing other people or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if they make me feel like I'm the only one who's into this or whatever, I'll start seeing other people, or I'll go off and do something else as well. If we keep coming back to this thing, connection, if there's really that connection, that's not going to happen, I don't think. Unless you really are into the games and you really are a fuckboy or a fuck girl and you just love the drama and you're so obsessed with just at getting attention from loads of people that you can't live without it. Even if you really, really like someone, you still need this harem of admirers in the background constantly feeding your ego, constantly having someone to flirt with. That's narcissistic. Okay? And if that's what you're dealing with, run like hell.
Yeah.
Because that is never going to be a happy ending.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I've enjoyed this chat because there's a very big prayer.
We're getting the microphones around here, I think, a little bit, and like we've got off on several different tangents there, but this was really like a really good chat.
Yeah,
I have to say.
I'd like people, if they had a minute, to like send us DMs or whatever on Instagram. I'm Anna O'Connor26. I am Loughney. Like, I'd like any feedback on like being a single mom or a single dad, and any feedback on
just give me
feedback
in amber, please.
Yeah. Go to an amber. But if you don't mind, I'd like someone else's views on that. If you have a different opinion, let us know, and we can talk about that next week.
We dealt with a lot of stuff with the role play earlier at the start of this.
Yeah.
So I think maybe like where we left the role play was that we made up. We explained to each other. You're not going to tell me about the whole other thing. You're right. Don't tell you. And I'm gonna.
Yeah, we need to get back into that just for a couple of minutes. Where are we with that?
So we've kind of...
You recap from day one in case people are only listening now. Jesus, and if you are only listening now, go back to episode 1.
Come on, for fuck's sake. So we met on Tinder. Met on Tinder. We went on our first date. We arranged a coffee date in Limerick City, Cade, and we got on so well. We got takeaway coffees. We went for a walk around the city. Then we said, you know what? We go on the piss. We went in the piss. We had a great time. We really, really got on well with each other. At the end of the night, I asked you, do you want to come home with me? You said no. I paid. You got your taxi, €80 for a taxi back to fucking Montreux. Yeah. I paid that €80, and that was it. We had a fantastic first date. We arranged our second date, which was I drove to Terry Glass, and we went for dinner and drinks. Got a BB,
slept together, but didn't have sex.
Yeah.
We still haven't slept together yet.
We stood up talking all night and cuddling.
Yeah.
We were chatting and messaging the very next day, which was a Saturday. And then between Sunday and Wednesday, Anna never heard a word from me, which she didn't really like, and you know, because Anna was wondering, was I fucking her off? Was I really interested?
I would have expected you don't like me.
In the meantime, Kieran, who Anna met down at the Galway races, told Anna
the Galway races is a great place,
told Anna that he was coming to visit Limerick and asked her to go for a drink with him. And because, I suppose, in reality, because you hadn't heard from me and you were kind of pissed off about it, you agreed to go for the drink with Kieran. Mm-hmm. You met Kieran, you had a good time with Kieran. You said Kieran was grand, but you had a more of a connection with me. But Kieran invited you back to his hotel room. You went and you had sex with Kieran. Yeah. The next day, I texted Anna and I apologised for my lack of contact, but explained that I had a lot of change going on in my life. I had to make some important life decisions. I had to talk to my family and friends about it, because I've decided to give up my job to go back to be a full-time student because I want to pursue my real passion. Now, so you have a number of dynamics in play there.
And Kieran was also very wealthy.
Yes, Kieran is a very wealthy man. Yeah. Well, he's not the Galway player in this, he's just like a wealthy property developer type dude. So you have that information.
The broke student or the rich guy that I don't have as much connection with, but has good communication skills.
Now, you've got an explanation as to why I wasn't contacting you. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, we've been through this, so I've got over it. I'm okay with it. We're getting on with life. I'm not telling you I slept with Kieran. where are we going
And
from
you're
here?
happy with, like, you congratulated me.
And I still want to see you, definitely.
Okay.
I still want to see you, even though you're going back to college and you're going to be broke. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
We have an emotional connection.
So you've replied to my message and you've been very nice and supportive, whatever. And I'm saying, will we meet up for a chat or whatever? Okay, so will I call over to you?
Yeah, cool. Do.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you.
Ah. So I'm going to drive out to you again. This time I'm not going to book the B&B. So I'm either staying there tonight or I'm driving home again.
And I feel that that's okay that you're not booking a B&B, because the fact that I slept in the B&B with you the last time has kind of got rid of all the taboo of you not sleeping with me in my apartment.
So I'm just going to drive out to you, come what may. Gonna we sit on the couch, watch a movie, light a fire, have a cuddle, whatever. Now, I suppose. So I'm gonna get there and I'll come in with sweets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Now I'm not gonna bring a bottle of wine, because if I bring a bottle of wine, I'm telling you subliminally, I'm drinking and so I can't drive home, so I'm staying. Right, so I'm not.
Everyone's afraid to say straight out, like, are we staying, or are you afraid to ask me? Is it too forward, even though you've already?
It is a bit too forward, because I think we both have to come to that decision together. I can't just assume I'm staying tonight.
But if I had texted you and said bring wine, is that great? You would have probably rather it.
I know. I'm staying tonight.
Yeah. So maybe I should.
If you want to send me that, if you want to say that without saying it.
I think So I think in that situation it's probably the girls. If he's coming over, or if I was going to your house, you should text me and say bring a bottle of wine if you like. So that's inviting you to stay over. So that would
there's
be
a trick for you,
there's
everybody.
a trick. And they don't have to bring wine. They can say no, I'm actually up early, so I'm not going to drink tonight, and that means they have an hour.
Don't bring Jameson though, you won't be up to much. Okay, so I've rocked up with our bottle of wine and stuff like that. Okay, so what movie will we watch?
That doesn't really matter now, does it?
Okay, it does.
Does it?
Yeah. If I put on Avengers Age of Ultron, okay, it's definitely a different tone than if I put on The Notebook or I put on a horror film.
I don't know. I feel like if you put on a romantic movie,
you'd be surprised.
I'm then thinking,
a comedy, a romantic comedy.
Yeah, something like that.
But again, if I put on like Spider-Man Homecoming or Batman versus Superman, it's a very different conversation and a very different tone. And some guys, believe it or not, don't realise that.
Oh, do they not?
No.
Okay.
Okay, you have to consider what kind of an atmosphere you want to set.
So
do you not agree?
Yeah.
If you said to me, oh, you pick the film and I stick on fucking Conan the Barbarian or Predator.
Oh yeah. No, actually someone did message me about a movie as well. That's funny. I'm just going to check my DMs, because they were like, if you're talking about movies, no internet connection. If you're talking about movies, here's a good movie to watch. Have you any on Netflix that you'd advise?
I don't. Do you know what? Because I have a Netflix account, and all of my friends have the password for my Netflix account. So whenever I try to go on Netflix, I get the too many users message, so I don't bother with Netflix anymore. We have another kind of a database thing for movies and TV shows and stuff like that we use in the house.
I can't find it, but yeah, we'll have a few recommendations next week maybe.
We'll throw that open to the listeners and the viewers to, if you have any date night movie suggestions, send them our way and we'll read them out in the next episode.
Okay.
Cool. So have we talked enough about this whole situation, or is that something we'll just it's not for now? Now it's about cuddles and cute time, or should we address like the stuff that
I would love if we addressed how we felt about each other a little bit, so that we both know where we stand.
It goes back to your whole vulnerability thing. Is it not?
Is that me? Yeah.
Way too fucking soon to be telling you that I really like you when I see.
Who says?
You said. Not fuck society. You said earlier on.
No, that's just the way things seem to be.
Well, fuck society. I'm not okay. For me, it's too soon. Like the whole fear of rejection comes into. I don't know.
You still want to know me anyway. You still want to get to know me more.
Right? Remember, I didn't text you for 4 days, right? And I was doing all this sort of stuff. You didn't fucking text me either. You didn't see. Are you still alive? Do you know what I mean?
That's just my.
That's if
me
you chase,
not
you lose
wanting
the
to be
race stuff.
vulnerable. If you chase, you lose the race.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah.
But there's that side of the coin too. So like, you know, if we're really that connected now, this we're not going to be telling each other, okay, I want to give this a go after on our movie night on date number 3, because like there
So you
has
keep
been
a lot of these things to yourself and you just see. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's too soon to risk it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And like I said to you, okay, you were upset that I didn't text you for 4 days. Maybe I'm a little upset that you didn't check what was going on if we had this big connection thing.
Okay.
Do you know? And then, like,
So it's too early for any sort
but
of
you would be
chat.
thinking like that, because like you haven't heard from me.
Would you say to me when we're kissing, watching The Notebook, I really like you, Anna?
Probably not yet.
Okay, it's just too early.
No.
But I'd love if you did. I'm just telling you from a girl's point of view.
Yeah, but again, you didn't text me either, and then you went off with another guy. Like you kind of want everything your way.
I do, yeah.
You know that, and like empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Think about put yourself in the, try and see the world from behind the other person's eyes.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yep. Okay, so we're not having any sort of conversation.
No, we're not going to have the talk.
Oh no, we're not.
No,
going to
we're
talk.
just.
But you could let a little bit go. You could let a little bit slip and like.
We're just going to
tell
have.
me I'm.
The only thing
I'm
that's going to
lovely.
let slip is
You're lovely.
something else. We're going to have just flanter. There's the innuendo. Sorry, I ignored the tip of the week 2 weeks ago there. Oh, it's just going to be flirty banter and stuff like that. And like what? I suppose we're going to be spooning each other on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be trying to tell you without telling you what I'm thinking.
Patrick just lifted his hips.
I did. I arched my back.
Arched my back. Arched his back towards me. Oh God, it's getting hot in here.
Alright. So yeah. So then I suppose when you're feeling that, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's day 3 or 4. We're staying over. We've had wine.
Yeah.
What's stopping us sleeping together?
Okay. So how are you going to convey that to me? Are you going to say, do you want to go upstairs? Will we go up to bed? Or are you just going to keep until I make the suggestion? You know what I mean? Because that's what happens.
But why do we have to talk? Does sex not just happen for you? Like you start kissing, then you might take the top off, then you know you're having sex without anyone having the conversation. It's happening.
That's probably the idea.
Yeah.
The idea.
That's
so that's what's happening here. Are we doing it on the couch? Is there anyone that could walk in?
No, not yet.
Okay, no?
We haven't brought them in. No.
Alright, let's go at it on the couch, so.
Fuck it, yeah.
Happy enough with that?
Yeah.
But what's the face about? Is it you don't want to ruin your couch?
Oh, I don't care about my couch. In the heat of the moment. So that's grand.
But in the heat of the moment, what do you, like I said, do we roll down onto the floor? Because like, I've done that before. It's very uncomfortable.
Let's talk about something very uncomfortable now. Condoms.
Yeah.
First time having sex. Would you expect the girl to have a condom? Would you have one?
I'd have it.
You'd have one.
I'd have it.
And would you be very strict with that? That you'd always use a condom? Be honest.
If I'm coming to your house, I might not bring the bottle of wine, but be assured I'm going to have a condom.
Okay.
Okay.
In my experience, and talking to other girls as well, I would say maybe 40% of guys want to use a condom and bring condoms. They're like, huh? Like, it is crazy.
So, okay, what happens in that
Crazy.
situation? Do you say no, or do you say...
You should say no, yeah, because, I mean, the
You
risk
said-
is
you just
to-
said you should
Do I
say
say
no.
no? Oh, I would, absolutely. I don't want to be too personal about this, like,
Yeah.
because, like, but, like, I am just being honest. Most guys, like, are
In
not
this-
as
in
organised
this-
and are not
but
as strict, and, like,
in this
they're
sit-
being crazy.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I'm coming over to your house, and I'm hoping to stay. So I, you know, I don't know, you may be on the pill, you may not be on the pill.
Is that the reason you bring a condom? This is what I want to know. I don't know.
I'm bringing a
I've never
condom
had
because
this.
I'm hoping we're going to have sex.
Okay, and is
And,
it
like,
because
I
you don't
think-
want to catch anything?
No,
or
it's not
is
that I don't want to catch anything, because, like, then if, like, that's kind of going down a different route or whatever. It's like,
because you don't want me to get pregnant?
all of the above.
Both.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you should practice safe sex.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. I'm just drawing it out of you
I
because
know.
I am telling you now that not all guys. I would say you're in a 40%.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying this in
Most
this
guys
hypothetical
hate condoms.
situation. Like, I don't go on every night out with a condom in my pocket. Do you know what I mean? But that's not to say I haven't gone home.
And honestly,
Yeah.
be honest here now. would you have unprotected sex?
The answer is yes, right? Which is a stupid thing. But I have also been in situations where I had no condom and I didn't have sex with a girl.
Why?
Because I didn't have a condom.
But you just said you would.
Yeah.
It depends on the girl.
Depends on the girl, depends on the situation. I'm not going to go too deeply into that because then I'm saying too much. But I have been naked with a girl with an erection, and because I didn't have a condom, I didn't know the girl well enough, I didn't have sex with her.
Okay, and just because you do or don't know a girl well enough does not mean she doesn't have an STI. She could be the nicest
I'm sure
girl,
she didn't.
and she could be from a lovely family.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter a shite. Lots of people have STIs, so just cover it up. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't mean they're a bad or a good person. Like, it's just the way it is now, okay? So, like, but that is silly, but that is the way you'd be thinking. Like, oh, he's a good guy, so he won't have whatever. That's a silly way to think.
Have you ever had unprotected sex?
Yeah. To have a child.
I didn't want to say it, but that is the obvious answer.
Yeah.
But,
I'd be way more careful now. Yeah.
But now.
Oh, like now I mean.
Now are you black and white? Now is it?
Well, I wouldn't just out of here. Like, well, I would actually be of the school of like I would look after my I definitely won't be getting pregnant because I've that covered myself. Most girls do, but I would still want to use a condom with someone.
Okay.
Because I don't want to catch anything.
Okay.
And they might be lovely. But that doesn't mean they don't have an STI. You know, a lot of people don't get their sexual health checked out, and you should. It's like free, you know. That should be just part of
Agreed.
Yeah. It should definitely be, because you know, your health is so important. But no, I suppose as I'm getting older, but when you're younger, you're not as fucking clever. Like, you just go with the moment. But no, I would try and be very strict with that now. But in this situation, you have brought a condom. And girls, like, if he hasn't, then, and you should maybe have one. You know, there's nothing wrong. Or what do you think? If a girl has a box of condoms in her apartment, is that a turn off for you, honestly?
I wouldn't say a turn off, but like it goes back to the whole thing of, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't cause your mind to go there. But it goes back to the whole thing of like, if a girl sleeps with the guy in the first night, the guy starts thinking like,
so if she sticks her hand into the press, pulls out a box of an open box of condoms,
a 100 pack of condoms,
you feel
falls out.
Okay.
This isn't her.
And girls feel that too. I've often, you know, felt that even if I had a condom, I couldn't say it because the guy might think, Jesus, she's going around with a condom in her wallet, what the fuck. But that's so stupid, but it's true how you think. I don't know. My advice would be to guys to fucking bring a condom. Like, obviously, it's important. And what the fuck are you at? Because I know loads of you don't want to use them, and you're being very, very silly.
It is being very, very silly.
Yeah. So, anyway, for the purposes of this, you've brought a condom. We've decided to have sex. Fucking happy days. It's great.
Okay.
Everything goes great. And you sleep over in my house. We wake up, we have more sex. That's kind of
good,
what I'd like anyway. And then what happens then that morning? After we have sex?
We like lie and cuddle and talk, usually.
Yeah.
Unless like you were trying to kick me out of the house.
Yeah. So when do you go home or what?
Huh?
What's the next? Do you go for breakfast? What do you think? I don't know. Have you overstepped the mark by...
No, I don't think I overstepped the mark, but like if we're going to like be really clinical about this, technically this is a Wednesday night.
Okay, you probably...
It's a Wednesday or a Thursday and I have work the next morning. So I don't have to have that awkward conversation. I can just grab my clothes and get the fuck out of there because I have work.
Okay, so now can I ask you something? Yeah. So you're gone to work, we had a fabulous night.
But let's say it wasn't. Let's say it was a weekend and neither of us are working. Like we have this connection. We've like had a lovely night. We had sex a couple of times. We're sitting there like you're
and we're both off for the
lying
whole day.
naked to each other. Like okay, so when the time comes that we do actually have to make sure, I'm going to ask you, do you want to go for breakfast or do you want to go for lunch? So I'm not just going to get. I'm not going to get the fuck out of there and just be like, see ya. Like I will.
Because you like me.
Because I like you, I'll bring you to breakfast or lunch.
And if you didn't like me. If it was just sex?
Pick someone up from the airport.
Yeah, use your usual line.
Yeah.
So that's fine, yeah. So we'll go for breakfast and then we'll just probably go our separate ways because we don't want to overdo it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it was lovely and good luck. Now.
It was.
And I ask you something from personal experience.
I love this right now.
So you have left me off or drop me home or whatever after our breakfast.
Well, I haven't dropped you
And
home.
we just live near the right, we're gone.
I've come to your house.
Yeah,
remember.
so it's over now. We've gone for breakfast. We've kissed goodbye. Good luck. Talk to you later. When do I hear from you?
That night.
Why?
Because now, like, what's the point in playing games in my head?
Okay.
Now,
and if I don't hear from you, not you, but if I don't hear from
then
someone,
the connection isn't there because I'm still in game playing mode.
Okay.
Or the sex was shit. I don't want to hear from you again. But that's not the case here. And like, but that could be.
Yeah.
Genuinely, is that like, because I have known this to happen, like that.
Once they get the sex.
Once they get the sex, on to the next one. Or the sex wasn't great, so yeah, I'm gonna pull back from her now. I'm gonna ghost her a little bit until she gets the message. That could happen.
Did you know that after you have sex, because I have looked into this, because we had a bit of a conversation about this before, but I've looked into it more. When a girl and a guy have sex with each other, there's a hormone released in her. It's like the love hormone. There's a name on it. Can't remember the name. She does get a much more emotional connection. That can happen. It's your hormones, okay? But I'm not generalising.
I think you are.
This is... Listen, I've done my research. So,
okay,
this happens.
Cite the articles that you're talking about then.
I will have them next week. Honestly, I know this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There's a hormone released in us that makes us more connected to you, and there's actually your testosterone drops, and you are less connected to us than you were. Now you'll come back.
That sounds like absolute horseshit.
It's not horseshit.
Who wrote this?
This is like science.
Like science. This sounds
It's
like
not
an
like
ad for
fucking
shampoo.
science. It's
okay?
science.
Prove it. Bring it. Bring it next week.
I will. I don't.
No, don't start googling now
Yeah.
because we remember we're recording and we're on here.
Okay.
So, but
I don't dismiss it because it's actually true.
I will dismiss it until you can prove it to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's the evidence?
There is evidence, and I know it.
Okay.
So
if you can prove this to me, then I will concede that. But I think that sounds like a bloody badly written article from Cosmo that I will give no time or regard to.
Dismisses me all the time.
I'm not dismissing you. I'm dismissing whatever you googled and read because I just don't think that's right. Now, maybe Dr. Octopus can say yes. Look at this, but I'm sorry. Until you can prove that to me, I'm greatly dismissing that.
You've got it.
I've known women who've been very promiscuous and have a high sex drive and have had loads of different sexual partners, and they didn't start falling in love every time they had sex.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that is generalizing what you're saying there. Maybe that's true for some women. Once the sexual intimacy connection has been made, then the feelings become stronger.
Yeah.
Not dismissing that. I'm saying that this is a scientific fact that once every woman has sex with a man, she falls in love with him.
But there is that hormone is released, and you do feel a little bit closer to the person. Now,
what about women who are promiscuous and like to have sex with loads of men all the time, have a high sex drive?
Because they're just in control of their emotions. They know this, you know. They know that they don't want that, and maybe they don't have a connection, a personality connection, you know. So you need that too.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one, huh?
Okay, grand. Okay. But anyway,
so
we leave it at this.
No, we're going to leave it at that. I am going to text you that night, right? All right, hey John, I'm going to ring you.
Okay.
But here's the cliffhanger for the next episode.
Okay.
My ex suddenly starts following me again on social media and sends me a message on WhatsApp saying, "Hey hun, how are you?"
Okay. And do I know about this?
No, this is happening in my life, separate to yours.
Okay, so you're going to tell us what happens from
my ex
next week.
is making contact with me again.
Okay.
After we've done all that.
Fuck her anyway.
Your teeth already. Anyway, so that's it.
We will leave it at that. I've enjoyed this episode.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good talk. Huh?
Thank you so much for listening.
And we'll see you.
I'm off on a date again.
Episode 7.
Yeah, we'll see you for episode 7. I can't believe it.
Okay.
We're there. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week. Bye. You.